Thank you for talking to us. So your work, as I understand it, is a citation analysis of what's been written about this disease in the last 45 years.
Yes, we did a data search of all the articles that have been published since 1970 on cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, and then looked more closely at the top 100 articles as defined by how many citations the articles had. So the top 100 highly cited articles that dealt with cutaneous T-cell lymphoma, and then tried to discover what we could glean by further analyzing those articles. Where they were published, what countries they were published in, who the authors were, and if we could really mine any data out of that.
So you had mentioned that there were well over 5,000 in that period of time, but
yes.
100 fell out as the top one. So tell me, what did that analysis show?
Well, for me as a librarian, one of the things that struck me was how interdisciplinary in nature the research for cutaneous T-cell lymphoma is. Obviously, we were expecting to find a lot of high impact or journals in dermatology being where the top 100 we published in, and of course some other high impact medical journals like the New England Journal of Medicine, but we actually found a wide range of publishing venues for these highly cited articles. Everything from Blood, which has both dermatology and non-dermatology articles, to immunology journals like the Journal of Experimental Medicine and the Journal of Immunology, to things like virology, which isn't maybe terribly surprising given the topic, given that lymphoma falls at the intersection of dermatology and immunology and other related fields. But it reminds me just how wide-ranging a medical researcher has to be when they read articles and try and stay current with the literature.
What do you think would be the impact on information gathering or resources from universities?
Well, it's a good reminder that medical research is not a narrowly specialized field, that one really needs to read widely in a wide range of fields in order to stay current on research and treatment as for a particular condition or problem. And it's a good reminder to people that are practicing in the field that often the most groundbreaking research may not be published in a narrowly specialized venue, that there might be lots of different places where research that's relevant to your field that's going on.
Do you have any tips for those of us who are seeking out information to get to the most relevant data across specialties?
This particular method is one of several ways that we encourage folks to kind of familiarize themselves with the literature in a given field. Obviously, you can do search PubMed and seeing what comes up as far as relevant articles, but another approach is to look at what's been highly cited in the field and then look at those articles and see what those articles are citing and go from there.
Does PubMed have that built into it already? You get that little bar at the side that has the related articles. Is that based on citation or just subject?
The related articles in PubMed that you're getting is based on keywords and relevance. So it's one way to get relevant articles. It's a different method than the one we were using in this paper. For this, we used a tool called Web of Science. Another tool that does this is Scopus. Those are the two big tools that do citation analysis.
Can we get those through our university libraries or,
yes,
or directly online?
They are commercially available databases, so your library pays a pretty penny for them, but most major medical research libraries have one or both of those tools available for you to use.
And you can use a search term and get the articles based on the number of citations.
Yes.
As an information specialist, what do you think the value is of number of citations?
Well, I think there's a nice value in that you can determine what's kind of the high impact articles in a given field. There are a couple of caveats I'd draw around that. Number one, it usually takes a few years for articles to build up a citation count. So what you're seeing, and especially the set that we got of the top citation classics, is you're not seeing the very current research because that just came out and it hasn't had a chance to be cited in subsequent papers yet. The other issue is that our citation analysis doesn't look at the impact first authored versus middle authored papers. So when we look at an author that might appear a lot in our citation classics, we don't know if that author has been first author on all those papers or if they've been somewhere in there as well.
So yeah,
So those
that
are those
impacted
would be a
your
couple
analysis.
of things to
Yeah.
to keep in mind.
And I noticed that in your analysis, you looked at the authors specifically in the top 100, and I can tell from many of the names that many of them are dermatologists, but you didn't subcategorize it based on their primary specialties.
Didn't
Yeah,
get
you
that'd be
didn't
an
get that
interesting
far.
next step
Yeah,
to do
next
to do
step.
with our research.
Yeah, but I also noticed that the great majority, well, the United States was the highest representative of any country, and that of the journals that you looked at really were number one hematology, but from the U.S. and from lots of dermatologists, and then number two, the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology. So, well, it's great to know about those resources. It's great to be able to talk to an information specialist.
Thank you.
Remember about
It
those
was
resources.
wonderful to be able to participate in this project. We love to collaborate and partner with researchers and clinicians on their research.